Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take a couple minutes to go over the week 9 discussion with you. Let's see what that's all about. Let's go ahead and bring that up now. So week 9 discussion, this is all about the objectives and advice. The course objectives and your advice to future students, right? So I have this, significant intro here, these two paragraphs that sort of set up, give you the context for the two questions that you're going to answer for the discussion. So I didn't want to just put the questions there because you wouldn't really know why I was asking you to answer these questions. All right. So anyway, as I stated at the very beginning of the term, this class is tough. It is not an easy class. When you look at the objectives for this course, you can see that you were supposed to learn not only the basics of essay writing, but also the knowledge and skills needed to write a research paper in APA format. And at a lot of schools, this class would actually be split into two separate classes. The first class covering those basic essay writing skills, like a Comp 1 class, and then the second class covering research in APA format, like a Comp 2 class. But here at ATA, we condense all of those objectives into one course so that you can knock it all out in one class as opposed to needing a second composition course, right? And that sounds great, right? One less course you got to take outside of your program, right? But that means we're condensing, we're taking two whole classes, typically, putting them all into one. So I also stated at the beginning of the term that I don't spend a lot of time covering the first half of the objectives, the ones that correlate to those basic essay writing skills, the lessons that we went over in weeks 1 and 2. And the reason is because my experience as an instructor has shown time and time again that students need more help understanding how to write a research paper and how to use APA format. So because of that, we hit the second half of those objectives much harder than we hit the first half. But no matter how you look at it, those objectives are intense. It's a lot. There's a lot of information to cover in only 9 weeks. Okay, so having said that, here's question 1 for your discussion. Keeping in mind that I personally have no control whatsoever over the objectives that this course is required to cover. That comes from somewhere way above my pay grade. I am given the syllabus with the course objective. I get to decide how to present the objectives to you and how to assess the objectives, but I have no control over what the actual objectives are. I have no control over that. So keeping that in mind, what are your thoughts on how those objectives have been presented in the course material? So now that you've progressed through the course, you're almost at the finish line, do you think there was anything that could have been left out and or anything that needed to be covered more extensively? Explain your answer with a thorough response, even if you think the course emphasized all the right things, just as it is. Question 2. Now that I have you thinking about the material covered in this course and the objectives you were expected to learn, what advice would you give to future students that would help them succeed in this class? Provide a thorough response to this question. And if you haven't gone through the lesson this week on the reflective essay overview, just know that this question, your advice to future students, appears as one of the questions you have to respond to in the reflective essay you'll write for week 10. So this is your chance to kind of prepare, right? Get your thoughts gathered. So doesn't mean you have to use exactly what you post here in the discussion for the essay, but it's just a chance to start thinking about that idea, that question. What advice would you give to future students that might help them succeed in this class? Okay. So question 1, question 2, In your initial post, try to have that up by Thursday night, both questions answered in one post, and then respond to 2 classmates by Sunday night. Remember, this discussion does not remain open for any extra time because we're here at the end of the term. So do your best to have the whole thing completed by Sunday night so you don't lose out on any points. Okay? If you have questions, run into any technical difficulties, whatnot, definitely reach out. Otherwise, I'm very much looking forward to reading your responses to this discussion.